Hello and welcome to our today's session. We actually have a little problem with electricity and the internet was gone, and I hope that will work. If not, I will repeat it. So, yes, hello and welcome to this episode about pee and poo from our animals. Hello and welcome also for those who listen to the podcast, episode 20, 21, 22. I don't know. Um, Pee and poo. And yes, I have a few notes, some information I would like to share with you today. How our animals use pee and poo for their communication. Humans are a bit different than animals. Animals still have another consciousness, um, and for them, pee and poo is really important. And we will have a look at cats, dogs, and horses today. And I will explain why it is important, how they need it, use it to get information, to communicate with other members of the pack or family or rivals. And yes, so let's start. It is well known that dogs tend to explore their environment by sniffing. We also like to say that they read the newspaper on their morning walk. While we walk around with our eyes on the mobile phone, dogs follow their nose through real life. While we admire flowers or shoes in the shop window, the dog sniffs the house wall or tree. The excrements of other dogs provide him with important information. He learns about age, sex, or health of other dogs. Is there a newcomer in the neighborhood, or has his best mate already been along? But the dog also finds out whether other animals have been there. Maybe a cat has left a scent on the tree. So they use their urine to mark their territory. They leave information for other dogs, but they also leave information for themselves. So they could, for example, retrace a path. The dog's poo, in turn, provides us with information about his state of health. Is the food being digested well? Is the dog healthy? Or does it have parasites such as worms or diarrhea? Dogs also tend to eat poo, and there are various reasons for this. First of all, eating poo is not unusual for dogs. They do not find it disgusting, otherwise, they wouldn't eat it. So, dogs also eat carrion or rotten food. If your dog comes from an animal shelter and perhaps was a self caterer because he lived on the streets, then eating poo is perfectly normal for your dog, which doesn't mean that it's okay. Eating poo can also be an indicator for other problems. One thing, there's the question of what kind of poo your dog is eating. Is it poo from horses or cows, maybe? Then it may still contain valuable nutrients that the horse has not digested. In this case, a nutrition deficiency can be the cause. Or is it cat poo? Um, Dogs that eat poo from cats or dogs is maybe related to a nutrition deficiency too. If the pet food, for example, contains not the pet food your dog eats, the pet food the other dogs eat, contains a lot of preservatives that are not digested, the poo can smell like a tasty source of food for your dog because he cannot make the big difference between will just poo or the food because the food is not digested. If your dog has problems with the pancreas is underactive. Not enough enzymes are produced for digestion. And the food he's eating is not properly digested. So the dog is constantly hungry. And poo can then be a source of nutrients. So if your dog is eating poo, there can be a health problem. Otherwise, it's possible that your dog has learned that he will get attention when he eats poo. So he does it to get you to pay attention to him. Or he just thinks it's a good idea. In any case, it's not a good idea because the excrements of other animals can always be contaminated with parasites, disease, or medication. The way your dog deals with the poo of other animals is an indication of health or behavior for you. So, for our dogs, we usually take the dogs out to go to the toilet, unlike many cats who often have their toilet indoors. And people who have cats know that catalytic boxes smell. And there is a reason for that. For the cat, for us, it's rather unpleasant, but cats mark their territory in the same way as dogs do, even if they have been neutered. They can use scent to find out about their surroundings in much the same way as dogs do. Who was here, who lives here, health or gender. A cat can use scent to find out about its surroundings. This is particularly very important in its own territory. So it makes little sense to regularly disinfect the litter box, especially not with strong cleaning agents such as citrus or ammonia. Cats are very hygienic animals, so the litter box needs to be cleaned regularly. Every 2 weeks, you can empty and rinse it completely or clean it lightly. But please don't use strong disinfectants. This irritates the cat. And if we regularly dispute the cat's space by removing its scent marks, behavioral problems can rise. In the end, the cat will just mark somewhere else because it can't smell itself. Hygiene is particularly important when there are several cats. It is important that each cat has its own individual space and ideal also one toilet for every cat. A lot can be learned about a cat's health from their poo too. It's the same as dogs. Firstly, from the poo themselves. Here it is exactly the same as with dogs. Are there worms or diarrhea? Has the color or smell changed? And a lot can also be learned about the cat's behavior. Does the cat mark the apartment? Has it turned the houseplant into a toilet? Does the cat poo next to the toilet or pee on the bed? And there are a lot of reasons why cats do this. Behavior can also be a sign of health issues. Perhaps the cat is in pain or is not tolerating the food well. Perhaps it is lacking in attention. For a very long time, humans assumed that cats are loners that can be kept alone in an apartment. In addition, humans are then out of the house for 12 hours every day. Today, we know that a big number of these cats are very depressed, really depressed. Cats are not loners in the sense that you can relax and lock them up and then loosely neglect them half the day. Cats, especially our domestic house cat, are very social creatures. They need company and activity. And it doesn't matter whether there is an outdoor enclosure, the cat is allowed to go outside, or another cat is added to the pack, or the human social partner has to take care of it. Causes for problems can be the cat is with too many other cats and has no individual space. Privacy is extremely important for most cats. Maybe the cat can't get along with a particular cat. Maybe you have a new partner or a baby is coming and your cat is confused. Maybe your cat doesn't like your dog, or it doesn't like the new sofa, or the cat doesn't like the new cleaning agent. Incidentally, there is no point in punishing your cat for her behavior. Pushing a cat with its nose into the toilet or holding it under the tap is violent, cruel, and senseless. Cats are highly sensitive and just as radical. If something goes wrong in their little universe, they make that clear. And it's their right. They do not have another possibility to explain their problems. So only detective work can help here to help your cat and find out what's the problem. From the cat, let's go to the horse and have a look at the horse. Anyone who works with horses will have noticed that a horse will stop at every pile and stick its nose in. Maybe it will even add a pile on top. With horses, it's not much different than with all other animals. They mark their territory. They leave information for themselves and for others. They can retrace a path or communicate with their family. They also get information about their own kind, like age, gender, health. Was this maybe the pretty mare from the next door or a rival? We also can tell a horse state of health from its dung too. Only horses and other grazing animals like cows defecate different. Dogs and cats are predators. They hunt their prey. They eat, digest, and usually they have a clear defined place as a toilet. Grazing animals walk all day long and eat while doing so. At the same time, they defecate at the back. Since the animal continues to walk under natural conditions, it does not care where it shits. Also, the poo of horse is different because they do not contain any animal remains. Many gardeners love horse dung for their garden, and dry cow dung was used for a very long time by the poorer population for heating the fireplace because it's dry plant at the end. So we see that what we consider to be very unhygienic and what nobody likes to talk about is something completely normal and very important in nature and among animals. Pee and poo are used for communication. Of course, we have to pay attention to hygiene, but we should not disregard the natural behavior and needs of our animals when dealing with them. The circumstances the animals have to live with us in our human world are different to their natural behavior or the way they would live in nature. What we find disgusting or even interpret as a malicious behavior is often the only way for our animals to communicate something with us. And that's it for today. I hope this episode was helpful and you can understand your pet's behavior a little better. If you need support, feel free to contact me. You'll find the link to the free discovery call in the description. And thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Hello, Liz in the chat. Hi. You're very welcome. Please, you're here. And next week, next Monday, I will talk about, I will tell the story of my first dog, Diesel, and how I came to animal communication and why why it's now yes, why I'm working on holistic animal pet communication, dogs and horses, and yeah, the whole universe of communication. So yeah, thank you very much again. Thank you, Lise, for coming to join me live. And I hope this was helpful, and I wish you a wonderful time with your pet or animal and a great time or evening wherever you are. Thank you very much. Bye.